Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Amanda. Today I'm making a peanut butter noodle bowl. It's all over Pinterest and this is my version. I cook without recipes and I want to show you how to start cooking without recipes using the ingredients that you prefer and that you have in your refrigerator. So, well, let's just get started, okay? Okay, first off, I've got a bowl of water already boiling because, you know, nobody wants to just watch water boil, and I'm gonna preheat my cast iron skillet here because I decided I wanted to like up it up a notch with having some egg in this dish. Otherwise, if I had had some like leftover grilled chicken or some tofu, that would also be good. Or, you know, you could do it without a protein at all because it does have peanut butter. And so I'm gonna use these udon noodles today. But I've made this dish with like everything from linguine, rice noodles, you know, you name it. All right, it's got a little paper thing on here. It's kind of bundled up by portion, but I'm gonna make a little extra. All right, I've got a small pot, so I'm gonna break my noodles in half so that way they will fit into my pot today. So I make this dish at lunch. Like I'm normally like a leftover queen at lunch. But if I don't have any leftovers or if I'm just wanting something a little different and I have the time, I'll make this dish for myself because my family doesn't like peanut butter sauce. How dare they? So while my cast iron skillet is getting hot, I'm going to crack an egg in a little dish and add some salt. So today we just finished our homeschool for the morning. My kids are actually upstairs doing their independent work. I've got 7th graders. So we start every morning like doing school together in the living room with a fireplace going in the winter. It's so cozy. And then, oh, my water boiled over. Let me lower that heat a little bit. Oh, the paper sticking. You know, when you hit that record button, all the things can happen, right? But, you know, that's exactly what I want to show you, just how to roll with the punches. Now that water actually put my flame out, so I need to restart it. Okay, so this is getting pretty hot. I'm going to put some avocado oil down. Oh, and I need a spatula. All right. Okay, I'm going to reuse this whisk in a little bit, so I'm just going to rinse it off and set it aside for the sauce. And I added a little bit of salt. I want to make sure my oil, man, these noodles are extra boiling over noodles. I don't usually have that problem, although I usually use a bigger pot when I'm doing pasta. Okay, I don't have enough oil to coat the entire bottom. I'm not using a nonstick skillet, I'm using a cast iron, so, which actually is very good nonstick, but still, I wanna have that oil to rest assured. And basically, I'm gonna pour the egg in, and I want it to be super hot, and it's gonna cook up as almost like an egg pancake. So this doesn't take very long at all, that's why it's kind of worth it to add as an extra protein. So yeah, you can kind of see it, and it just takes a couple like seconds on each side. And let's see if I can flip it, because like off camera, I've got the flip down, but you know, with that record button hitting, it's probably gonna split in two, which doesn't really matter actually. We just want it cooked. So I'm kind of like taking the egg that hasn't cooked and kind of pushing it over to the side. And going. So I've been having so many technical difficulties lately. Perfect, you did it. Okay, so at that point I can actually just turn this off because the second side just takes mere seconds to cook. And I was so disappointed. Last night I was trying to edit a video, chicken lime, cilantro lime chicken dish. Oh, it was so good, and my sound wasn't working, but It was so delicious. I'm gonna put it back on the menu this week and hopefully I can get that video up. All right, I'm gonna carefully transfer this over here to my cutting board, and then I'll have you join me on this side of the kitchen. All right, so while the noodles are back there cooking, we're gonna make the sauce real quick. So I already microwaved some peanut butter to get it soft. And now I'm going to chop up some garlic really fine. You can also use a microplaner, or you can throw all this into, like, if you have one of those small food processors, or a Magic Bullet or something like that. But I just didn't want to get extra dishes dirty because I'm already getting my knife and my cutting board. So if you take your knife and you scrape it across your garlic like that, that's going to help paste it up. So yeah, I'm excited. I've got to go to the grocery store later, and I've got some really exciting things on the menu this week that I hope I can record and get up here. If you ever want to see me cook something, please drop a comment below. And if it's something I've cooked before, you know, awesome. And okay, so I'm adding some soy sauce. And you do all this to taste. So it's almost equal amounts peanut butter and soy. And it's gonna get kind of yucky looking at first, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna add some rice wine vinegar. Oh yeah, and if you find something that you wanna see me cook that I've never cooked, that's really exciting because I love trying new dishes. And like I said, I don't really use recipes like to follow. I use them as inspiration. And then I will kind of make my own version of stuff. All right, this is sesame oil. It's very strong, so you don't need as much of this. Just a couple drops of that. And you can actually leave this out because it kind of just makes the peanut butter flavor a little bit more intense. I've got some squeezed ginger, which I love to just grate fresh ginger most of the time. Oh, this one's brand new. But this squeezed ginger is great for, like, when you just want something quick and you don't want to deal with fresh. This is like second best to me. Okay, so as you see, this is still really thick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a ladle, or actually I'm just use my spoon here. Let me show you. And I'm going to just spoon out some of this hot water into this sauce. It'll help loosen up the peanut butter some more. Just be careful now because that was boiling water. We don't want to splash it on ourselves. Oh, yummy. I love this peanut sauce, but my family does not care for it, so I make it on my own for my own lunches. So now that's getting good. I'm going to make it a little bit looser. And then, now it's real hot, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick a finger in it and taste it. And then that's where you can decide if you wanna add more soy. That's good. A lot of people actually will add like maple syrup to this, but I don't think I'm gonna go sweet today. I've got this amazing, it's probiotic Siracha. So it's fermented Siracha sauce. I buy it at my local health food store. And, oh, that's a lot. It's gonna be really spicy. It just came out really fast. But it's so good to add to a sauce like this. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Yeah, so maple syrup would be good in it too, but not gonna put that in there today. Okay, my noodles are done. So I'm going to pull them off the stove and drain them. And they can just sit out in the colander for a second. And we're gonna quickly assemble some, so I've got a big bowl. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put my noodles in this bowl. And then I'm gonna chop up so this is that egg pancake that I made. going to slice it into ribbons. Add that. Got some scallion, green onion. Chop that. I really thought I had some cabbage in the refrigerator, so I was going to put some cabbage in, but apparently, I don't know. I either used it in a recipe and don't remember, or I dreamed it. Who knows? So no cabbage today, but that's okay. So yeah, you can just use what you have. Like I've got a nice pretty red bell pepper, so I'm just going to steal a little slice of this and use the rest of this bell pepper in a different dish. Now I want very, very thin. So if you put the skin down to your cutting board, it will cut nicer. Your knife will go through it easier. And I want to cut very thin ribbons. So as you see, I've got my knife on the cutting board and I'm just seesawing it kind of back and forth. My knife tip never leaves the cutting board. And my fingers stay curled under. Okay. So some red, that's a lot, but that's okay. Red bell pepper, and I want some cucumber. And like I said, if you had, so I'm just kind of cutting this into some chunks, and I'm going to do that same thing where I'm going to put the skin side down again because it will go through easier. I'm not fussing. This is lunch, you know, I'm not doing company. I just want to eat quickly because I'm hungry, and that ginger and that garlic smells so good because that hot water hitting that garlic, you know, kind of put the aroma in the air. Oh, yum. So I do have some spinach, but I just don't think I want spinach in this dish. But like if you had, I don't know, cabbage really would be good, but like if you love kale, you could probably put some kale. And I've got some cilantro that I'm just gonna tear off. This is leftover from that cilantro lime chicken that I so wish I could share with you, but I'm gonna redo it because that was so good. And definitely wanna make it again. And then a little carrot. So I just wanna, I'm gonna save the rest of this carrot for just munching on or whatever. Okay, so what I'm doing is I cut it in half, and then I'm kind of cutting that half again, and then making little chopsticks. I am not very patient at this, so like my chopsticks are actually pretty big, but you could take the time to make those even thinner, but yeah, like whatever, it's not that big a deal to me. I'm not a fussy, finessey kind of chef. I'm a get it in there and get some flavor. All right. So we will add this sauce. And it's gonna take a lot of sauce. Like those noodles like absorb the sauce. And that's why like you want it to start out looser because you can already tell this is thickened up a little bit. I want all my sauce. Don't cheat me out of my sauce. But these hot noodles, again, will kind of loosen it up as I stir it in. And I don't know how I'm gonna have a thumbnail for this because this is not a pretty dish. I didn't make it like all plated pretty, but oh, it's tasty. Especially if you love that peanut sauce that you dip like spring rolls into at Vietnamese restaurants or Thai restaurants. Oh, so good. And there you have it. That'll probably actually be 2 lunches. I'll eat it cold tomorrow. Yummy. Oh, and then I'm gonna see, I think I have some crushed peanuts in the pantry and I'll put some peanuts on top. But there you go. I hope you enjoy. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, and that way you will know when I upload more videos. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh guys, I'm back. I forgot. If you have fresh squeezed limes, at the end, it really sets it off. I don't have any today, but I always keep this lime juice in the fridge. So a little splash at the end just adds that little yum.